Mr Beckett Sir. It's time. Your audience awaits.
Martin Freeman, yeah, well, I used to love concept albums. I guess most people did who grew up in that time. And so I came up with some different parts and I recorded them. I did the music and just kind of messing around for fun, really, because wanted to make it enjoyable as well. And then Lee said, what about getting Martin Freeman to do it? I knew Martin a little bit. I met him a couple of times. He's a bit of a Madness fan. And so we were going to and fro with emails about, you fancy helping out, you want to get involved and you want to do this. And he said, well, it's pretty good what you've done already, which was nice of him. So we went round his house, and I'm thinking, yeah, it's pretty good already what I've done, So we were chit-chatting, having teas and stuff. And then he said, all right then, let's go and do it, So we went in a little room at the back where we had the tape recorder. And he got the mic out and he went, right, turn it on, and he did it just in one go, and it was like, it was very evocative. I thought, there was a lot of character in what he did, but he did it very kind of casually, yeah. So it was nice. It was a nice little experience, and lovely that he wanted to be on it. Yeah, he's so like I said, he likes the band, yeah, and the band likes him.
The cruelest comedy. Theatre of the Absurd, I say. What jolly good show. Yeah, I wrote this song. Obviously, a lot of this album was written during the lockdown and all the craziness that was going on and all the sort of chaos in our lives. I was reading about the Theatre of the Absurd was a group of surrealists, I think in the 1930s, Samuel Beckett and all that. But there was this French troupe who actually wrote plays in gobbledygook because it was getting to the point where no one could communicate with each other anymore, and it seemed to be quite a sort of a good parallel for what was going on in society during those funny couple of years. It's a sort of poetic vision of how we all felt, no exit signs, no way out, no script, all trying to sing a song that no one knows.
And it's ladies and gentlemen, will you please walk this way for the last and only performance of the cruelest cabaret.
If I Go Mad, yes, another song what I wrote during the lockdown period, and it sort of does what it says on the tin, that I think everyone was going a bit mad. And fortunately, I already was, so it didn't affect me too badly. Although my wife did say I was getting performance Tourette's. I was going out the door and singing to people at bus stops, They go, oh no, not again. They'd be running away, like, here he comes, that mad bloke from Madness. But if I go mad without you, and it was just a sort of general, we were all going mad without each other, weren't we? Because we weren't allowed to see each other and be with each other. Except for Boris Johnson, of course.
Here's to everybody, to all of my friends. Here's to all the summers we wish would never end. Here's to all the ditches with no fish. All the people that I really miss. Here's to all the summers with no sun. Here's to all the things I wish I'd never done. Here's to all the sorrow and the pain. All the passengers on this train.
Baby Burglar, indeed. This is a song that came about when my colleague Mr Lee Thompson was sadly in hospital, and I was kind of feeling a bit sentimental about him, and it was in the middle of the COVID stuff. They didn't allow anyone in the room, he was all on his own, and I was feeling kind of sorry for him, as we say. And so we were texting a little bit, WhatsApp, and he said, oh, I've written a song. I said, oh, why don't you send me those lyrics over here? He sent me the lyrics over, and it all went kind of effortlessly, yeah.
Baby Burglar, yeah, that's a true story. Inspired by a burglary that was committed at my house in lockdown, November 2020. Also that policeman that was dragged off under a car, or a theft that went tits up, and it's another Barson pen tune, which, just Barson inspires me no end, The man with 6 fingers on each hand, both hands.
Act 1. Surrounded on all sides in an increasingly difficult situation, is there still the possibility of escape?
Yeah, I mean, Mike was quite keen to have someone introduce the album in parts. Yeah, Act A, B, C, D. I had Martin Freeman's contact because he done the introduction for a book that I wrote, my autobiography. plug. And I had his contact, so I got in touch with him and he said I'd be honoured. We went round his house, he put the kettle on. Andy Calls, our sound man, set up a nice little room in the corner there for Alan to go through the bits and bobs that Mike had written out. And it was a joyful process, a laid-back process.
There'll be no time to catch your breath. The enemy of life is dead. So sweet.
Difficult times we're living through and difficult circumstances we're living through these days, and kind of like saying, it's not my choice. It's not how I would be running the world. I mean, if I look at all our leaders and everything, I think, Jesus Christ Almighty, what the hell's going on, It's not what I would be doing. So it's like, c'est la vie, such is life. I didn't plan it like this. I didn't call it to be like this. I don't care. Nothing to do with me. I'm just going to kind of keep on doing my thing. C'est la vie, such is life.
What on earth is it you take me for? It's just about reality TV where poor souls, for the sake of fame, for the reaches of fame. Well, nowadays, fortunately, I'm old enough to have a dog and go walkies with my dog at 9 o'clock. I'm out that door when that sort of TV starts. It's that little thing in the corner that the majority of the population, the planet, are drawn to.
I actually wrote the song a very long time ago when I was working with somebody called Graham McPherson. And when Suggsy was singing it in my little back of my boat, I was living in Amsterdam on a houseboat, and we had a little studio in the back. And when he was singing it, he got all emotional, would you guess? And I always remembered that he got all emotional when he was singing it, and I thought it must be something good about it. But what it's kind of about is about somebody in need calling out for help, It's about love. And when somebody is in need and they feel that love, a connection of human beings, it kind of it kind of makes you feel differently. It kind of transforms your, state of being, I guess.
Just one moment, just one kind word whispered in my ear. So captivating, circulating, permeating, illuminating.
Act 2. The damsel in distress stands alone, with no one to defend her. No one.
Round We Go simply is about a narcissist and the love of a mother for her narcissist son, watching life go round and round and knowing that the only thing that we'll ever learn is by life itself. Life will teach him. You may notice a guest vocalist by the name of Grace Fairchild. Absolutely stunning vocals. Couldn't let the track go without having her on it.
God's gift, and no one wants to know him. She'll sing a lullaby and life will show him. The sun comes up and the sun goes down. The wheels come off and the deals go down.
Act 3. The situation deteriorates still further. It is becoming dire. The end is possibly nigh.
It's the sort of consequences of it, but then I don't know why there was stuff going on with the environmentalists as well, and fracking, and I was against both things, locking everyone down. I know some people think it's good, but I don't. I'd written a music a long time ago, during that period when everybody was, unavailable. I started writing some lyrics, I've never written many lyrics. And once I started, I couldn't stop. So I wrote lyrics for 3 songs on the album, and music.
Beginner's 101. Well, this is actually probably the one like David Bowie, when I thought I'll just write some lyrics and we'll see what happens, see what comes out of it. And then it started to get into this kind of crime thriller kind of bank job kind of thing. Good fun to piece together a story, And it was slightly based on when I was a kid. There was this film called Top Cappy, which was about a heist in Istanbul. It was kind of glamorous for the time, and I remember them climbing about on the roof and stuff. So that was a kind of inspiration. It was kind of a heist bank job, bullion job. First time I heard it when we recorded it, and I got the rough mix, I really liked it, yeah. So it's one of my favourites, yeah. Beginner's 101, yeah.
There's a track that Chrissy Boy wrote, which has been laying about for a hell of a long time now.
Is there anybody out there? It's a song that I wrote with Lee a long time ago, and with Lee, it's very hard to get him to do a good vocal on a kind of demo. But once you got that, people get more interested, So it's very hard to get him to do it. But it's great. It's a good lyric. It's sort of about like, some kind of Artful Dodger type.
Buying tat, from the salesman, the man that sells down Oxford Street out of a suitcase, or used to years ago. He'd sell you a bottle of perfume, this here, it'll make you smell, your armpit smell beautiful for ages. And all it is fairy washing up liquid with a little bit of fucking Ajax sprinkled on top of it.
In time for one night only, we slenderize for solely the lonely. Step back in time for one night only, we slenderize for solely the lonely. Step back. Everybody.
It was all according to Dr. Kippah. That's a very, very old tune that me and Lee put together.
As the lyrics changed to it, it became all about the summer of 1976. All the fashions, the places we went, the friends we had, the clubs we went to.
It's just about the history of that year, Summer of Love. It's very evocative of that period, and so it's quite meaningful. And there's a bit of freight train kind of influence on it, because we used to jump on them for kind of amusement, when we were kids with not a lot to do.
And it's about all my good friends, Pat McCann, who was a very good friend of mine, passed on a couple of years ago. That's where Father Kippah, that's a nod to him. There's a little bit, I've seen the light. Realisation that you're not Superman.
Loses his queen to ruin the cycle, high on methamphetamine. Nevertheless, once we were a team, though I don't expect any miracles, try to envisage the wonder of it all. We would captivate and amuse, we will
And so, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we come to the epilogue. They say all clouds have a silver lining. Will our hero be saved? Who will have the courage to stand and fight?
The song Run For Your Life started off with that percussion thing. I thought, this is really good. And, you know, and then I came up with the chords. And I hadn't and the brass bit, but I hadn't really, you know, didn't have anything else. We had this list on the wall of songs, and it was on there. I thought of the chorus, you know, Run For Your Life. I thought of this chorus, and I thought, run from what? And I thought, well, run from, you know, the stuff that's in the media every day that, you know, to scare everyone, you know, like you're all going to get monkeypox, or there's something's going to happen, you're all going to die of, you know, chemtrails. You're going to run for your life, keep people scared, keep them fooled. Keep them fighting, keep them fooled. Rule. It's kind of about, you know, someone who can't see his girlfriend, you know, because he's locked in his, you know, he can't go out of his house because he's been told he can't go out of his house, should we say, you know, and it could be like it could be wants his girlfriend to set him free. It's metaphorical, but yeah, again, it was, you know, inspired by events, should we say, that happened.
In my streets. Yes, this is a song I wrote, funnily enough, guess what? About my street. I thought it'd be nice to end the album with something slightly positive, you know, and what I was writing about was community, you know, and how important it is to interact with people on your street or in your neighbourhood. And I just had a lot of memories about a lot of old friends who lived in that street. I lived there for 40 odd years. And you can never get out. You can get out, you can check out any time you like, but you can never leave. Just a sort of catalogue of all the funny faces and characters that I've known over the years.
Until Judgment Day, 'cause in my street, it's all the people you meet. We've had a line, but we can't get away. No, not until Judgment Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end